establishing shots.
Hi, welcome to Unfiltered, where we share with you our journey to making the first episode of the Bungsu story. This project was in collaboration with the FilterWorks Productions for the Creative Corby and 2017 movie season. We bring to you behind the scenes as well as interviews from the people that made the project possible. If you haven't already, here's the teaser for the first episode.
Thanks for coming in. Special announcement today, you guys have a new student. What an award, huh? First Bruneian to ever get it.
Adi. My name's Adi.
You know, this tortured genius act is getting old real fast.
Hi, my name is Fecks. I'm from FilterWorks Productions, and I was the understudy of the main character. I'm kidding. And I was the director of photography for the pilot series.
How are you involved in this project?
At first, I don't have any roles, because I thought I was planning to be one of the extras, or even one of the production crews, like Shazni's role. But then Aznil asked me to take the part of the DOP, so that's how I took the role.
So, have you ever done this? Any experiences being a DOP?
Yep, most of the time with FilterWorks, along with Akhil, I was mostly the DOP of all our short films, short skits, and actor as well. Unlike this one, everyone has their own roles, quite organized, and it's much easier to handle just one role to yourself. So unlike FilterWorks, we have to think of the camera and then sound, lighting, and acting. So it's a lot to do. But this one, it's quite easily to handle. Before this, yes, I was in seats. Currently, I'm taking a break. I guess due to a lot of commitments outside seats, so FilterWorks and other works, even family time, study. So I need to sacrifice seats at this moment until I have more free time to myself. So I will get back to seats one day.
So, principally, you are an actor,
For seats,
generally.
I would like to be as versatile as I can, but most of the time it's either actor or the DOP or the director. That's it.
So, having been trained in acting, how has that helped you, or did that help you in any way to become a DOP?
Becoming an actor, involving in different short films or involved with other projects. I like to observe people's work. That way I can learn more from the environment of the production itself. So I'm aware of what I was supposed to do when I get the role of either actor or the DOP or anything. So at least during the production time itself, I have things that I can plan and things that I have in mind to nail whatever it is that we're trying to do.
Firstly, how important is it to communicate with everyone, and if you had any help with communicating your ideas as well, and then your experience with working with the director. So maybe start with working with the director. How was it?
Oh yeah, working with the director. I've worked with Aznil, the director, for this pilot series before. So every shoot we had, we kind of have the same perspectives and opinion about what we wanted, what we have in mind. So yeah, most of the time we kind of agree on what we're trying to achieve. Like for example, the shots. If one time Asnel asked me to like, do you have any other shots in mind? Like maybe just in case this shot doesn't work, so I have to figure out like different angles, different shots that can really make that scene look more interesting and more creative. Pre-production. I attend one meeting most of the time, and I was the one of the panel judges for the audition. So like, I see a lot of potential for different types of genre, if I may say, for short films or any skits that we have in the future. So that way that audition didn't only targeting this particular project only, but for future projects as well. So, which is a good thing. And yeah, after that, I attended one meeting, trying to get to know the main cast, what we're planning, like in terms of scheduling, like script reading, and discussed a few things with everyone involved at that time. And then after that, I just had to wait for the actual day, like first day of shoot. That's it.
So there's a lot of discussion before actually pressing record,
Yeah.
the record button on every shooting day. And you've obviously discussed in very lengthy with Asnela. So how much of that helped in the process, or was that just like fine tuning because they're all coming up with new ideas?
It's more of both actually. Like we had a reference inside the script, like the main shots that we need to get, but other than that, it also makes me like think of the shots that I never achieved before. Like okay, for example, like filter works. Most of the time, we only get like our typical shots for some specific scenes, but this time, other than like checking the technical thing inside the camera or other things, like when you see that screen on the camera, okay, if this thing really works, what if we put this lights over there, and then macam kalau cuma ni okay kah, kalau macam ni okay kah, and then we didn't only ask each other opinions but also the rest of the crew. So like that's a good thing because everyone is on board with this project. So because we never know, like someone's idea has more, I can say, better than our idea that we have in mind at that time, because it was very tiring day. Like we have a long day from maybe morning until night, so everyone is exhausted at that time. So our minds keeps like working constantly. So we never know. That's why we ask around.
Your difficulties and challenges that revolves around everything, including time and schedule as well.
I tried my best to come on time. Because everyone knows that I'm not a very punctual person. Right guys? But I did my best to come on time before the shoot. Pasalnya kalau shoot, kadang-kadang mana terus shoot kan? So anyway, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I'm not a punctual guy, but I try my best to do everything like outside shoot. After I'm done with that, and then go to the venue and then start shooting.
So with punctuality, did that affect you in a way, or if you had more time, would it be better?
Not really, because that's just more of our call time. Normally we just, well, actually everyone, mostly everyone, due to other things lah. Tapi for example, macam ada dia like we have to get a few stuff ke apa, or this someone need transport, so that still okay lah macamnya. Kalau kami start like this particular time, this mestinya we start at that time because we have to wait for the actors to finish makeup kan, and then like setting up everything. So yeah, planning all the stuff lah. So it doesn't really affect in a way. I hope so, right, guys?
Difficulties and challenges as a DOP on set, especially.
I think this occurs to everyone as well, because other than technical issues, when we're recording, we normally have like random noise happening, so it doesn't really affect one person, but that whole scene as well. So we need to start over from the top sometimes, and even the changes of lighting. Okay, ano lah, macam mostly things that we tend to forget. For example, if we change another angle, we have to like change this lighting position to this place, but we tend to forget, and then like the shot turns out to be different. And also, at one point Akil's camera doesn't work. I don't know what happened there, so we had to thank God that the producer Akil and Aznel uses the same camera, so it's a good thing. Yeah, other than that, that's all. Technical issues, random noise, or things that we tend to forget. Yeah.
Moving backwards a bit into the auditions, what was the key point that you were looking for in the auditions? What was your main thing that you were focusing on?
Every panel judges at that time has their own targets. Like for me, for example, I was supposed to find talents for seats, actually, and then Aznel was supposed to find talents for this project, right? But it doesn't matter because we're trying to find new faces, new talents that can relate to what we're looking for. So I guess that's it.
So how is it working with the production crew?
Everyone was great. There's not much complaint. I don't think there's any complaints about the whole crew, I guess, because everyone just, like some of the people said, everybody's just chill, minding their own business. If they don't have anything to do, they just sit down and like wait for their turn to do something. So yeah, I had a good experience involving with this whole production time.
So as a DOP, you have to be there every single time for the entire shoot.
Yeah, I was supposed to be there for the whole entire time, but there are some days that I couldn't make it due to other things outside the shoot. So, but thank God that there's a lot of people inside this project that can do whatever I couldn't do. If I couldn't make it at that time, like Akil, we have Akil, we have you, Mali, to help out, and even Aznel himself. Everyone in this project kind of did the same thing, whether inside this project or outside this project. So it's a good thing that we have a backup person to handle some specific roles for if that someone couldn't make it at that time.
And on the back of that, so every time there was a shooting day, you had to be there from start time until the end finish time. The how that must have been very very tiring, and were there some point where you were really really tired, mentally and physically?
Well, most of my experience having shoot, I was more like mentally tired than physically tired. But it is what it is. You just have to go with it. Whenever you can find like a short time to rest, then I'll just rest and then carry on.
In the beginning, there was the shot list that was made.
Yeah.
So was that helpful in any way, or was it didn't really make much difference?
It's really helpful actually, because we just follow what we have there and then just add different types of shots that we can come up with. Yeah, it's that shot list reference is really helpful to us.
As a DOP as well, did you have a point of reference of executing your shots?
I kinda refer to some, well, not most of the TV series I normally watch, but some lah, because it's whenever I have a shoot, I think of the genre, so I refer to what genre that is as close to this genre. Let's say, for example, action. We can't do any action shots all the way from start to finish, right? So I had to refer some TV series that matches this type of genre. So that's mostly my reference, because it's mostly conversation and then establishing establishing shots. Yeah, I don't think I add some wedding shots inside as well.
Your highlight of the whole project or production?
Highlights. I think my highlight was, it's either JP shot when we had this shot where Safara, boleh kan ini spoil kan ya?
No.
Okay, where Safara needs to go out from McDonald's on the way to her car. That was the highlight. Or when we had our shoot for the dinner scene, where we used this big house, because yeah, I think that was, both of those days are my highlights of this shoot.
The house.
Yeah, the house, because for me those 2 days are the most productive shots that we ever did.
Did you feel it was a daunting task or very nervous at the start only, or every time you want to start shooting?
Only some shots lah, sometimes lah. Tapi masa the first time, that's definitely very nervous lah, because the fact that you know that this is a big project, so you can't mess it up. But yeah, along the way macam you get used to it, and then macam you communicate. The key is communicating with the director lah. For myself, is communicating with the director, and the director communicates with the rest. It's all good. There are times that we need to rush due to time, because the time was overdue. We need to finish. Supposed to be like, so for example, we need to finish at 5, and then turns out it's almost 5, but then we had a lot of scenes still to finish. But I think luckily we had the shots that we need. Other than that, if we're satisfied with it, kalau sama Cisnel, and then when he watches the shot semula, okay, and we just carry on. If the director says okay, I say okay.
The most difficult shot in the entire production or scene?
I can say there's a few. Again, the JP scene. That was.
So what was difficult about the JP scene?
JP scene.
Is it interior or exterior?
Both actually. Interior scene, that's because of a lot of people inside McDonald's, and we didn't want to take much time inside because we I'm not sure about everybody else, but I was a bit uncomfortable being inside in the counter for too long. So yeah, and then exterior wise, I can probably say the shot that I mentioned earlier, where Safara needs to go out with her apple pie. That was one of the difficult shots that I've done with the gimbal. And also, again, the house scene, the big house scene, where we need to take. Okay, that scene where Safara came home with her car, and then I need to follow the shot and then move back without looking at the back, and then someone had to look after me while I was running to the back because it's either we saw a boom mic inside the shot, or it's too dark, or it doesn't match up. So yeah, it's very challenging, but it's great. It's fun. I had fun.
So essentially, the two shots that you mentioned are similar.
Similar. That's why I call it the highlight of my time for this project.
So to achieve that, because it was so hard, the essential thing is to have the gimbal. So did you have to adapt, or was it easy to use the gimbal?
It's okay using the gimbal. Setting up, not really, because I had experience using gimbals previously. It's just that I have to be aware of my surrounding because my eyes is on the screen without, knowing where I'm stepping. Yeah, that's it.
How do you feel about being part of the project and the overall experience of being part of the project?
I feel great being part of the project. I had fun, lots of things that I learned, so that we can use this experience for future big projects. Also, collaborating with obviously TCCBN and MNT and Mamat, he's there. Aznel obviously, because we like to anggap ia part of TCCBN and FilterWorks anyway. So yeah, collaborating with people, it's great. More networking, so it leads to from one thing to another, from one person to another. So, and then we get to know new people, obviously. For this whole project, it's really good lah for future punya things.
Biggest takeaway or things that you've learned from the project?
For this type of project, it really does require a lot of people involved, and each person need to have just at least one role for this thing to happen, so that it's easier lah, for the whole thing to work perfectly. That's what I learned, because you can't do anything, all this thing by yourself, let alone being by yourself, but also the 3 to 4 people. So it's a huge thing. Yeah. Teamwork.